Attention!
Welcome to the Film Mages Podcast, where the popcorn is our ammunition, the couch is our foxhole, and the cinema is a place of worship.
Now let me see your war face. Ah!
Wow.
That was at least, I don't know, what was that, 45 seconds? 45, that's not bad.
Might be
I'm still practicing.
1 second delay.
Oh no. Were you slow on the trigger?
I tried to click it and didn't go.
Oh, well, what are you talking about?
Well,
Why are you slow on the trigger?
I'm talking about hitting the record button.
Hitting the record? Why do we got to plan? Is Alexis not with us?
Alexis isn't here. Hello, everyone. We're the Film Majors.
Hello, Film Majors. I'm us.
Wow. This is fucking... We really jumped on this.
Yes.
Doing so good. Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm Mick.
I'm Alexis.
And Alexis is she's in a better place now.
She is in a better place. She is in heaven.
I'm
known
in
as
a
Fresno.
much hotter place, actually.
Much hotter place. How hot is it there?
Seventh circle of hell hot. JK. Not yet. Give it another month and it will be seventh circle of hell hot. It's 95 degrees over here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, yesterday it got up to like 100 almost, and I was like,
Oh my god.
Oh.
what
Alexis,
the
what's
fuck?
going on with that?
That's
You know,
not really
I
it.
think it's climate change.
She didn't even get it.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Totally. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast.
Did you hear me
get
hit the what's going on that?
I mean, but here's the thing. You said with that.
Yeah, okay, all right. Here's a question: does that count?
I think so, because we're already talking about it.
Yeah,
'Cause if
now
not,
it does.
this
By default,
okay.
now that you've drawn
You
attention
just
to it.
grandfathered it in.
I mean, we could count the second what's going on that I said just clean.
Sure.
We want to do that?
I really don't
Why
care.
do we need
We're
to-
in
we don't
what's
need to
going
We
argue
on.
need
about
to
it.
debate this. No, we need to argue about this for a good 5 to 10.
I am firmly on the fence.
Great.
Great.
So what's going on?
Yeah. Let me see here. Mother's Day. Mother's Day was great. That was fun.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Woo, trauma. I'm just kidding, Mom. I love you. I love you so much. I
love
spoke on
you,
the phone
Mom.
with my mom yesterday, and it was a grand old time.
I called my mom, but she was not around.
Did it go straight to voicemail?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it has
Alexis
been blocked.
Mother's Day.
It was great. I went out with like my entire family. We went to go get Thai food, and my sister made cupcakes, so we had cupcakes for dessert at the Thai restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it was the whole fam bam. Nice jokes
Bam,
going
thank
along.
you, ma'am.
Yeah, like when we're so hungry, like all we can do is like fucking crack jokes at each other, and then like as soon as
That's
the food
good.
comes, we're all like deathly silent. We were so hungry.
That's so much better than being hangry.
Yeah.
What would you call that? You're honey.
No, that's all right.
We're all being honey. Funny?
fungry.
Fungry. I don't like that.
Ew.
I don't want to get
Children.
honey with anybody.
The VTF family's being really fungry over there. What's up with that fungry family?
The Marachinos are getting fungry up in this restaurant.
Oh, that was the
Fungry
best part. One of my
Marachinos.
nephews was like, Lex, you have a podcast and you didn't tell me? And I was like, oh, did I not mention that? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, I have 6 nicknames on this podcast.
Yeah, about right. Yeah.
He actually laughed pretty hard at the Maraschino one.
Excellent.
Is this Noah?
No, Noah's known about the podcast. It was Nick.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah,
Cool.
so
Hi, Nick.
you know what else is going on that we
What else
didn't
is going
mention
on?
in our last episode?
Oh, you're going to talk about the strike?
Writer strike.
Writer strike.
Let's go, writers. Get fucking paid. Stand in solidarity with the writers.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, I'll put some links in the show notes of stuff you can donate to support the strike.
Yep. One of those things is my Venmo because I am unemployed.
Yeah. Likewise, I had a job that fell through.
We're all feeling the strike.
Yeah.
Hey, writers, if you're listening, I stand with you. Not next to you. I'm behind you, slightly to the left.
Slightly to the left.
Slightly to the left.
Ducking behind
I'm
something.
ducking behind bricks that are being
Making
thrown at
sure.
me by executives from the
Yeah.
3rd floor.
Yeah.
Fucking
Wow.
executives, man.
But fuck the executives. All power to the workers.
Yes.
Let's get those writers paid.
Yes. We here believe
yeah.
in communism on the Film Majors podcast.
Goddamn fucking right.
Oh my
That's
god.
right.
What movies have you
Right,
guys been
Alexis?
watching?
Several.
I love how she skirted around it. Do you believe in communism, Alexis?
Alexis,
let's get back to that
Alexis,
really
are
quickly.
you a comrade or no?
Are you a comrade?
I guess I'm a comrade. No, I just I was like I
You got to lower your fist so that she can see it. Yeah.
trying
Sorry,
to
visual
hold a
shows.
fist up in solidarity, but
Yep.
the Zoom screen's kind of small.
Solidarity fisting.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what I watched as a film that I saw?
You watched it
I
as
watched
a
something
film?
as a film.
What
You
was
know.
the film that
Just
you
as
saw
a film?
as a
It was
film?
something I watched.
What was it? Oh, okay. That's cool. Who was in that?
No, I watched The Searchers, starring John Wayne.
Oh, nice.
I had never seen a John Wayne movie before,
Yeah.
and it was very good. John Wayne's a real fucking rat bastard in that
is.
movie.
Yeah.
He's a former Confederate who's like bent on maybe killing his niece because she's been living with the Comanche.
God forbid.
Yeah, real fucked
so
up.
real in line with his real personality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was method.
Yeah, but no, incredible film, really beautiful.
Gorgeous film. Holy shit.
Yeah, John Ford knows what he's fucking doing.
I love it when you see a classic film and you're just and it's just one of the best restorations. You know?
No,
it looks so good.
The version of The Searchers on HBO Max,
Incredible.
It's an incredible
Yeah.
restoration.
So please watch it.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, no, support John Ford
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs your money, I guess.
in hell,
hell.
or wherever. Yeah, that's good. Implying John Ford's in hell.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's good, man. We're making a lot
good
of friends
content. Yeah.
I watched Existence
Oh,
or Existence.
Existence.
It is Existence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is the David Cronenberg film from 1999 starring Jude Law and Jennifer Jason Leigh. This was a
Yeah.
this was a movie that my girlfriend watched in college, and she had fond memories of it. She was like, "You haven't seen this? You're a huge Cronenberg fan." I'm like, "No, I haven't seen it." So we watched it, and I loved watching her reaction as the movie's going on because she's kind of like,
It's not holding up
"This
as
is
well as you
not the
remember.
movie I remember."
I watched Existence in like 2021, I think, with past and future guest Edwin.
Right.
And Edwin, I think, likes Existence more than either of us. Because I read your review, Mick,
Yes.
and I tend to agree. I put Existence near the bottom of my Cronenberg rankings. Alexis, for reference, Existence is like David Cronenberg's weird, fleshy version of Inception.
Yeah. But with video
Okay.
games instead of dreams.
Yeah, it's kind of like a middle ground between like Inception and The Matrix, but not as good as either one.
Yeah, and you know how, Alexis, we've talked about how David Cronenberg Crash is his sexualization, fetishization of car crashes.
Mm-hmm.
You have Crimes of the Future, which is his fetishization of surgery. This is his fetishization of game consoles, or
Yeah.
just video gaming.
Yeah,
Interesting.
And like when Jennifer Jason Leigh is like playing with the console with her toe, I gotta say, folks, no, don't do it. I swear to God.
Did someone say toe? Excuse me? I'm sorry. I heard something
damn it.
about playing with and toes. I was wondering, Alexis, where's that Venmo at? Have you posted that yet?
I don't, but I have feet right here if you want to take a gander.
Oh,
Okay, and for reference, Quentin has collapsed to
he
the
has.
ground.
We need to start
Right.
locking the door when
My
we record.
tootsies
He
are just
bursts
too
in.
good, you know?
It's becoming
They're
a real
immaculate.
problem.
It is.
They
Even
are.
even the
Those are-
little
those are your
Asian
money
ladies at the salon were just like, you know who would love these? Tarantono.
Tarantono.
That's true.
Quentin Tarantono.
Quentin
I
Tarantino,
love
he's
how
lying
that's how
on the
they
ground
refer
in
to
here
him
right
as.
now, and he's not getting up. He's
Yeah,
sort
they
of
clearly
an
listen
ex-
to the podcast because they know the
Yes,
nickname.
in the little
so,
Asian
you know.
women community,
Yeah, no, and-
they call him Tarantono, apparently.
yeah, I like it. That's good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick that up.
Existence. It was weird. But yeah, she's like towing the console while she's on the bed. And as someone who appreciates good foot content, that did not do it for me. I was actually like,
I'm shocked.
I was kind of reeling back. I was like, this is making me uncomfortable. This is making me uncomfortable. Like I put an emphasis on the me.
Wow.
Yeah. And everyone acts so awkwardly in the film, and I get it. You get to the end of the movie, it's like, oh, that was the point. Everyone acts weird. I don't know. It didn't. It feels like a vision of the future, or is someone trying to predict the harms of VR or video gaming that just doesn't quite get it. I don't know. It's like it kind of had this. I hate to say this, but I kind of had this feeling of OK Boomer, like watching the end of it. I know.
Whoa.
I know.
Coming after the big DC.
Coming after the Cronenberg.
Well, yeah, I would say Existence is probably my least favorite Cronenberg that I've seen.
I love the weapon, though. The bone weapon?
Yeah, the bone gun.
The bone gun.
The bone gun. Hello.
Good time.
Yeah, well, I watched 3 new releases. I watched a Netflix original called The Mother that my friend Hazel worked post on for like 2 years.
Cool.
It's got Jennifer Lopez in it, and Gael Garcia Bernal.
Ooh, we love him.
And yeah, I thought it was
Love
okay.
him.
Yeah,
That's right.
There we go.
Yeah, we love him.
Alexis is fucking
We love
keyed in.
him. Yep.
And my family
She started
actually told me
listening.
to watch this movie the other day.
Honestly,
Did you watch it?
No, because they told me yesterday, and I had to watch the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So
Gotcha. I expected it to be kind of bad, as many Netflix original films are.
yeah.
And it wasn't great, but like it was fine. It was
You know,
all right.
me and
I
my
had
family,
an okay time.
my family and I, we really liked that movie that Jennifer Lopez was in. Enough. You guys ever seen
Haven't seen
that?
it.
No.
Well, she's she's in like an abusive relationship, and then she like gets out, and she basically has to like fucking come after the man, you know, for the safety of her child. So I guess the mother might
Wait
be
a minute.
giving that kind of similar
That's
energy.
hold on.
That's not too dissimilar from the plot of The Mother.
Let's back it up. Is this a new movie or just come out a while ago?
Enough? That came out in like the early 2000s. That was like
I have seen that. I have. Yes.
yeah. I thought she was great in that movie. I don't know.
Who is the douchebag ex, the abusive ex? Is that Matt Dillon?
No. Is it? No.
Matt Dillon.
I'm pretty
see
sure
here.
I've seen that. I think I watched that with my mom when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
it came out in
sounds
2002, directed by Michael Apted, and it's what is his name?
familiar. I know that we have listeners screaming at us right now who the male
Who the
lead
bad
is.
guy in
Yeah.
Enough is?
Is it Matt Dillon?
Billy Campbell? No, that can't be him. Yeah, maybe it is Billy Campbell.
Billy Campbell.
What is he in? What else is he in?
Dracula?
Dracula.
Is he in Dracula?
He's in Dracula, apparently.
Oh, is he? Wait, who does he play? The American?
In
Dracula.
God, we're going down a fucking
Quincy
rabbit
P.
hole.
Morris?
Podcast. He's what?
Quincy P. Morris? I don't know.
Yeah, the American. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the cowboy guy in
The
Dracula.
right. With the
That
good
tracks.
mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the big knife, and Lucy's like, "Can I touch your knife? It's so big."
I said that the other night.
All right, I know you did. I heard you, and I was like, "Please, I lock my door for a reason." Another film that I watched was I did an It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia double feature.
Oh, right.
Because I watched Blackberry, which co-stars Glenn Howerton, and I watched Fool's Paradise, which was written, directed, and stars Charlie Day.
Boo.
We don't need to boo it.
I've heard not great things about it. And also, I just hate Charlie Day.
My mom saw it too.
What did she think?
And she said that the beginning was boring, but she was like, it might have been on the nose, but I think that it had a nice message. And I was like, cool.
What's the message?
I think that it's like about how hard it is to find a genuine connection in Hollywood. I think that like
Just kidding.
I don't want to find that.
I actually love Charlie Day.
Yeah, no.
That's a
So
stupid
for
bit.
reference, through my work, I did meet all the Sunny guys once, and they were all very nice people.
Yes. That is
but-
an awesome experience you had, by the way.
Yes, but I would say that for Fool's Paradise, it feels like a lot of scattered bits, some of which work, some of which don't.
Yeah.
I think it looks really good. Like it's very well shot. It has a cool like aesthetic that kind of like combines every single different
I'm a
era
big
of
fan
Hollywood.
of aesthetics.
Oh, then you might be a fan of Fool's Paradise.
All right.
But you know what does not work is Ken Jeong, who
that?
is the co-lead. Ken Jeong. He has also been in The Hangover, Crazy Rich Asians, Step Brothers.
Is he the comedian?
Yes. I thought he was
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
terrible. I thought he was
That's him.
terrible in the movie.
I've heard some of my specifically Korean friends not like him at all.
Well,
Because he kind of has this shtick of kind of like playing up the stereotype of Asian people.
I would say he doesn't do that in Fool's Paradise.
So that's not. He's just bad in another.
He is just a grating, unwatchable presence, and he is the secondary lead of the film, so it's kind of a problem. The haunted ice cream truck is back in our neighborhood.
Damn it.
But I had an interesting experience watching it because a lot of the performances are like really dialed up and in like a very physical way. And Charlie Day's character like doesn't speak for basically the entirety of the movie. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this like almost would work as a silent film. Like I think if you watched the movie with no dialogue track, I think it would actually like the story would still completely make sense, and I think it would play better.
We talked about this. What's funny about that is who said it? Steven Spielberg. Like if you can watch a movie,
if you can watch a movie without
the sound,
and it still makes sense, that's a great film.
If it still holds up, it's a great film. But this is a movie that actually
would be improved,
would be better if you watched it with the sound up.
Yeah,
that's fascinating to me.
So I kind of want to try that. But Blackberry, I thought was great. Glenn Howerton's incredible in the movie.
I can't wait to watch that.
Also, if you are like my family and you are Canadian, it is the most Canadian film of the year.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
There's a significant plot point about trying to move the Pittsburgh Penguins to Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Sorry, going back to Existence for a second. I just had one of those classic Cronenberg moments where the final shot happens, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the credits roll, and it just says funded by the Canadian government. And it's always so funny. That's honestly one of my favorite parts of Cronenberg movies is you watch some fucked up shit, and then you immediately see that it's funded by the California Film Society
by the Canadian government.
Canadian, sorry.
No, it's incredible that David
hilarious.
Cronenberg has managed to finance all his fucking weird pervert movies with government money.
He's on speed dial.
Hell yeah. Alexis, other than Pirates, have you watched any films this week?
No, I don't think I did watch any films this week, actually. If I didn't log in on my letterbox, and therefore it is lost to the wind. It didn't happen. It's lost to the wind. Like, I'm sure I did watch something. I know I watched Schitt's Creek. I know I had to have watched something, but I no idea what that was. So, you guys take the floor.
Well, I've pretty much covered everything I've watched.
I had a little, not a movie that I watched, but an experience. I got to first AD on a commercial, which I'm very proud of. It went very well.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And the script supervisor did second unit on The Fabelmans.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
And she had a fun little story about Steven Spielberg. So apparently this was when they were doing a lot of interior stuff, and they built a lot of their sets on sound stages up in Santa Clarita. And first unit was in a soundstage right next to where second unit was shooting. And anytime first unit, and for those of you who don't know, first unit is a camera, and second unit is where you have a whole nother film crew shooting different parts of the movie, typically not with principal cast.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of second unit stuff, and we were just like picking up exterior shots to be used, like to establish locations in the movie.
I don't want to say lesser important stuff, but it's
stuff that you don't need main cast for.
Exactly. So Steven Spielberg, he would be with first unit, and then they would be in between setups. So they've got their shot. Now they have to rearrange everything to get another shot. And when that would happen, Steven Spielberg would walk over to second unit, and he would go, "Okay, so." Hi, everybody. He'd talk to the first AD. He would talk to script supervisor. He would talk to the DP and go, here's our first setup. Okay, it's going to be like that. And then here's our second setup. The camera's going to come in this way. Then the third setup is going to go over here. And then here's the fourth setup. And then around seventh setup, apparently the DP, first AD, and script supervisor all looked at each other and was like reaching for a notepad or a pen because they realized that this motherfucker is going to keep on going. And he, on average, would get to like setup 13.
Wow.
All in his head. And he would just be describing it, boom, 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 boom. Okay, got it? Everyone good? All right, great. Good luck. And then he'd go back over to first unit. And that is just how he shoots.
That's crazy.
Like, that's fucking
it's just
nuts.
all there in his fucking brain.
I know everyone just heaps praise into the pile that is Steven Spielberg, but man, you hear a story like that, and it's like that praise is, it's deserved, man. He's a hard-working fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Like he has that brain. It's incredible. Anyways, I thought that was a really cool story.
He's goated with the sauce.
He's goated with the goat sauce.
Well,
technically, it's mint jam.
All right. Do we have anything else?
I don't have anything else. I don't believe. No, I think Existence was the only film I saw this year. Year.
Well,
Week. Wah, wah.
I also watched Magic very quickly, which is
that's right.
a horror film starring Anthony Hopkins.
No, we got to talk about that because I grew up watching that movie. I'm curious to see what you thought.
I quite enjoyed Magic. It's a movie where Anthony Hopkins plays a ventriloquist who's kind of losing it.
Yeah,
you could say.
Yes.
I kind of wanted to see a lot of the movie takes place with him kind of like holed up at this bed and breakfast place with this woman who he went to high school with. Yes. I would have kind of liked to see a little more like performance with the dummy.
With frats.
Yeah. But overall, creepy movie, fun watch. I know they were talking about remaking it. Sam Raimi at one point was attached, but he left the project. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, check out Magic. It's a fun watch.
That apparently they modeled Fats's face off of the shadow that Anthony Hopkins' silhouette would make.
That makes sense to me because the puppet looks eerily like Hopkins.
Yes, that's how they molded his face. Up. Yeah. I don't. Rewatching
Alexis,
it, I was like,
I'm gonna just show you an image of this over the.
That is one creeping looking doll. It kind of looks like the Dead Silence doll.
Yes.
Oh, are we gonna talk Dead Silence?
We're talking about one of the best movies ever made. Starring.
Did I watch
Donnie
Dead
Wahlberg.
Silence with you?
I think we watched it together.
If you hang out with either of us, you would have seen it by now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know we watched The Boy together, but I don't remember if I was there for your Dead Silence night this year.
Dead Silence was...
It's Mitchie. Oh, my God. We just had a cameo by Alexis's child, Mitchie.
Oh, what a
look at the booby. Anyways, killer dolls.
Dead Silence was my pick for October 1st, last year's spooky season.
That's a fun one.
Everybody get ready. I've been working on my list. It's only 5 months out.
Wow.
Get excited.
I am excited.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, but Magic was the last movie that I kind of wanted to mention. And with that, let's hop out on what's going on.
Bye.
Woo.
Hello.
We're back.
We're back, folks.
Wow,
this
we're back.
summer, Boat Month continues.
Whoa, what? Hold on. What month?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Is that the ocean breeze? Is that what's up there? Alexis, do you see that?
I think I see a seagull. No.
That's not a seagull.
No.
I don't know what the hell that was. That's closer? Jesus.
Wow, that's a loud seagull.
You know what? I would do it if it weren't for the fact that this is a reputable podcast. I would do the seagull from fucking under this the Little Mermaid. Scuttle. Scuttle. Like the noises that he makes when he's singing, but they're atrocious. I would never do them out loud on the podcast.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Is it like that?
Is that like that?
No, it's not, because he's trying to sing and then they're like, stop it, you're literally killing the mood so bad. And then Sebastian starts singing Kiss the Girl to fix it. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Cartoons.
You know what, guys? It's okay. Cartoon. Well, okay, whatever.
So today's theme is
cartoons. No, I literally watched Kiss the Girl this week because I saw a clip from the live action Little Mermaid that
What's Kiss the Girl?
Oh, you mean you saw a clip of Kiss the Girl?
Kiss the Girl. Yeah, I watched that clip from the original
that
Little Mermaid. Yeah,
okay.
Because I saw a clip from the new one that fucking depressed the shit out of me. So
Why?
Because it's so fucking gray and lifeless.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you not excited for the new live action?
Of course I'm not excited.
Aw.
I've been ringing this bell every single time a live action Disney remake comes out.
Aw.
They're all fucking morally and creatively bankrupt, and they should not exist.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's our theme, Mick?
Making a stand, man.
You're goddamn right.
So
I'm on my
our
soapbox.
theme today is movies that make crime feel sexy. Yeah. Which honestly, I know listeners right now are probably thinking of a bunch because there are a lot. Basically, name any heist film ever.
That was where I was going to start.
You know.
In fact, I would say that you can kind of go with. There's like one heist film that I would say is not particularly sexy, which Alexis might disagree with, and it's Logan Lucky.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's sexy. Yeah,
Alexis,
I think she has. I think we
counter
have an
on that?
objection.
Why do you? What kind of jumps out at you in Logan Lucky as being sexy
And earthy,
yeah, kind of thick?
perhaps tubular.
Surprisingly, there's only one of them in this movie, but I feel like the one looks really good, and that is Adam Driver's hand.
There it is. Excuse me. That's hand because Adam Driver only has one
That's
arm
right.
in
He's
that
wearing
movie.
a prosthetic
right.
for the movie. No, I don't know. I guess it's not really that sexy, but honestly, there's a lot of sexy people in it. They're just not doing sexy things. But
Yes.
Riley Keough, she's fucking hot. Okay, like I don't know. I just like she does hair. She also can drive a car really fast and safely.
That's
like
hot.
we love that. A safety queen.
Yeah. There's a lot of hot actors in that movie who have been uglied up.
Yes, or uglied down. Is it uglied up?
You know, they've been uglied.
They've been uglied.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of other heist films, the Ocean's movies, very sexy.
Very sexy.
Yeah, that was gonna be my answer.
And I've often said that the sexiest crime of all, just outside of cinema, just in general, is
An art heist?
Is art. Yeah,
Yeah.
stealing art.
Come on.
Being an art thief is the sexiest one. So I have to put what's that called? The one with fucking Pierce Brosnan. What's
The
that
Thomas
called?
Crown Affair?
The Thomas Crown Affair. Yeah. Now I'm not saying those are great movies. I haven't seen the original. I enjoyed the Pierce Brosnan one, but man, what it did do was make it seem sexy. I gotta say, stealing art, man, that's just hot. And then also, I gotta put Gone in 60 Seconds up there.
I
because
do think that Gone in
stealing-
60.
Stealing cars is hot.
Yeah.
It's very hot.
All right,
So
you two speak on this.
I'm not really. I always say that I'm not really a car person, but my trip to the Peterson Museum and the movie Gone in 60 Seconds truly begs to differ.
Yes. No, it's again, when I watched that with Alexis, I was expecting it to not hold up, which was weird because when I rewatched Italian Job, I was expecting that one to hold up, and it was opposite experiences. That's another movie that makes crime sexy, by the way. But yeah, Gone in 60 Seconds still holds up. It's cool, man. It's cool. You're having a good time. You're stealing the fucking Shelby GT500. What's sexier than that? It's Eleanor. Eleanor, a car, has its own theme, like theme song in it, and it's being driven by Nicolas Cage, who like gently like rubs his hand on the side of the car and is speaking to her in a whispery voice, like, "This is gonna be our moment. This is gonna be the ride. I want you to behave." Like he's taming the beast, and it's hot as fuck. I don't know if
I'm kinda into
yeah,
this.
no,
Hold
I'm telling you, man, it's a good time. And also, Delroy Lindo's in it. What's sexier
I
than
love
that?
Delroy Lindo. Also,
He's
they
so
play
good.
what is it, Low Rider as their like hype music,
Low
and I'm
Rider
like,
is
that's
their
kind
hype
of
song.
that's kind of hot.
It's their
I kind
hypey
of like
song.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, DMX is in it. Not in
So-
it. His music's in it.
I'd like
Yeah.
to I'd like to pivot our crimes. I'd like to pivot our crimes away from heists for just a moment.
You can
Okay.
talk about The Gentleman because that's my number one pick.
Oh no, I'm going to talk about Gone Girl, baby.
Ooh, yes. Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
choice.
What's
yeah, actually,
sexier
that's a
than
good
your
one.
wife framing
Framing you
for murder?
I completely agree.
Oh man, I've long said that Rosamund Pike could
Yeah.
do that to me, and I've meant it.
You remember, Alexis? Do you remember when I watched that for the first time and I had a picture of Rosamund Pike covered in blood and I sent it to you, going, "Is this love?"
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
When she,
I feel-
spoiler alert, when she slits fucking Neil Patrick Harris's throat while
Yeah.
they're fucking right as he busts.
That is actually kind of the hottest thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's kind of It's interesting.
I can
is
write that
interesting.
off
We'd be
of my
lying.
bucket list. Seeing that at least once.
It goes from the bucket list and onto the fuck it list.
You're goddamn right. A movie that's a movie that someone I know was in, and it wasn't very good.
That would be funny if they redid Bucket List with Jack.
Oh
Jack
no, there is
Nicholson.
a movie called The Fucket List. It's on Netflix.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Someone
My
beat
friend,
me to it?
my friend Eli was in it. It's not good.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Go check
I
out
hate
the
that
Fucket
idea
List.
because they did it before
You
me.
say the fuck it list or the bucket
Yeah,
list?
Fuck it list.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the bucket list because there is also a movie called The Bucket List.
Yeah,
That's
we were
why we're
talking.
talking
Yeah, we
about
were
it.
talking about like he was
Because of
like,
Jack
"There's already
Nicholson
the
and
bucket list. What if
Yeah.
there was the
The
fucket
fucking
list?"
list.
But someone beat you to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a live action replay.
Yeah.
I love
One
that.
of our famous
do you guys-
filmmakers replays.
Do you guys remember Catch Me If You Can?
Oh yeah.
Yes, of course we do.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
I
a-
kind of I
that a
would love
sexy
to pretend
film?
to be a bunch of different fucking people and just like hop around the country in planes. That'd be cool, I guess. I don't know.
Well, then you should join a troupe of theater actors. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah,
I
actually.
don't know that that's a real viable option these days. I
Why?
don't know that we have too many traveling bands of
Are you
actors.
kidding? You tell me with a writer's strike right now, I'm this close to joining a theater troupe.
Mick, don't get desperate, man. Hold out.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want to become a theater kid.
No, I love the sequence in Catch Me If You Can that's set to Come Fly With Me, where
Come
he
fly with me.
gets Leonardo DiCaprio gets all of the like attractive college age girls
Yes.
in like a fake stewardess program so that they can distract the FBI so he can escape through Miami International.
Right.
It's so good. Oh my god, what a great sequence. Who directed that?
Huh?
Who directed that movie?
Which one?
Was that Stevie Spielberg who made Catch Me If
That's
You Can?
right. That was Stevie Spielberg.
Wow.
And also,
Wait,
I
was
got to
it?
give a shout out. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite
And-
Spielberg movies.
And that's John Williams who did that score, which is
Great
the
score.
most un-John Williams score he's ever done. It's like super jazzy.
yeah.
Too jazzy?
I love that score.
It's great.
Oh, that's crazy. I did not know that. I saw Catch Me If You Can in theaters. So it's been
Wow.
like 2 decades since I've seen this movie.
That
I
was
wanna
like
cry.
on my short list of Christmas movies to talk about this year.
Is that a Christmas movie?
Yes, yeah, it circles back to Christmas like so many times during that movie.
Interesting.
DiCaprio literally has a line to Tom Hanks where he's like, "How is it that we're always talking on Christmas?"
Great.
Yeah,
I don't know why that cracked me up.
come on.
What's another? I feel like we haven't really unearthed any. Like I am genuinely asking.
Okay,
you
well, we
guys,
talked
what's another
about we
good-
mentioned the Ocean's movies, but we never like
Right.
elaborated on why they're sexy.
Well, but why? What do we have to? It has George Clooney and Brad
Yeah.
Pitt in it.
Oh my god,
That's
what a
it.
smooth operator George
and it also
Clooney
has
is.
what's the guy's name who smokes a cigar?
Elliot Gould.
Elliot Gould.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's probably the hottest thing about
You're
it.
goddamn right. Of California Split fame.
Have you seen a young Elliot Gould?
Oh yeah, I've seen
Oh,
California
my
Split.
God.
Yeah, he was a fox.
Also, Thief. That's a movie that makes
Yeah,
the
Thief
Michael
makes,
Mann movie.
I-
Also,
Thief
Heat.
makes the
Fucking Heat, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, both of those make like the process of crime, kind of
just
sexy,
very sexy.
just because of like
Yes.
how process focused they are.
Yeah.
Like the drilling of the safe.
Oh, God.
Drill on in there, buddy.
Drill, baby, drill.
Oh yeah, brother.
What's another one,
Okay,
Zach?
okay. I've got one.
What is it?
I've got one. Double Indemnity.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Very good choice.
Yeah.
That
Billy
ankle,
Wilder
that
movie.
ankle shot, tasty.
We love the
Yeah.
ankle shot.
No, some
The ankle
very
shot.
sexy stuff about committing insurance fraud, but also murder.
That's
Yeah,
a
but,
very
like-
good.
The first time you see, is it Barbara Stanwyck?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Okay, so the first time you see her, it starts like at her ankle, like on her shoe, and you can see like her ankle, and then it kind of like drifts up until you can actually see like her whole body. It's hot,
Yeah.
super hot.
That's very good. Yeah, no, that's a genuinely good picture. If you're one of those people that are on the fence about it's black and white, how good could it be? Please
Very
watch
good.
it. Watch
Very,
it.
very
Edward G.
good.
Robinson's great in it too.
Yes,
I love his whole spiel there. He's got a little man with a stomach that never lies.
But I would say the sexy crime aspect of that movie is when you, spoiler alert, when you realize that Barbara Stanwyck has been playing Fred McMurray the whole time, and her
Playing him
demeanor just sort of shifts, and
Yeah.
you realize that she's in fact some sort of a some sort of a femme fatale.
Femme fatale.
It's,
Love those
yeah.
femme fatales.
We
Foxy.
love the femme fatales. Those are great.
Right. You crushed that, man.
Of course. You know, I'm going to put the Sting up there, too.
The Sting?
I think the Sting makes crime seem sexy, and the Godfather.
I don't know that either of those make crime seem sexy.
I think it does.
I think the Sting makes crime seem fun.
Makes it seem cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's just going to happen. I was going to say Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, too. I think that's just inherently, if you put Robert Redford and Paul Newman and they're criminals,
it's kind of sexy.
It's kind of sexy by default.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Anything else?
Alexis, you
Any
got anything
biker
else?
movies?
Biker movies?
That was random.
You don't have to do a biker movie.
Don't answer that question.
Well,
That was a
I can't
rhetorical
think of any.
question.
Easy Rider. That's a biker movie.
What was Wild Hogs with
Great, awesome. We're naming biker movies.
No,
now, like
stop.
that.
Is
seen
Easy
Wild
Rider
Hogs?
the one with Eddie something?
Eddie
Like
Izzard?
the character,
No.
the character's name is Eddie. I don't know. My dad really liked this one movie with this guy named Eddie. I think there's something with the motorcycle in it.
No,
that's-
the characters are Wyatt and Billy. They're played by Peter Fonda and Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper.
No, the one you're thinking of is Mouse on the Motorcycle.
No.
There's a
All
guy
right.
named Eddie in there.
Sure.
The old man Eddie.
Do we have any other movies that make crime seem sexy?
Wild Hogs with Martin Lawrence.
That's not
And-
a crime movie.
Have you read that screenplay?
I've never
It's a
even
crime.
seen that movie.
Pay the writers.
Yes, pay the writers. Also, I'm going to put Bad Boys up there.
Bad boys.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you're gonna do? You're gonna do. That's not the lyrics.
That's not the lyrics at all. And how is that movie
was-
sexy?
Because it's Michael Bay in Miami.
No, I'm shutting you down. on
Miami
this. I'm
and,
shutting you
and
down.
Will Smith.
Say more words.
Martin Lawrence is in it. I'm just saying, man. Wait, no, they're cops.
Oh
I just
my
remember they're
God.
cops.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
not sexy.
Wow.
Would we consider Scream to make crime look kind of sexy?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, actually, I think we can make an
Definitely.
exception for Scream every time.
Billy and Stu
No,
do
that's
have
crime.
a
It's
do
no
have a
supernatural
sexual
going on.
energy.
Well,
really
they're-
do.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I think it is sexy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, but isn't it
we've all
sexier when
decided
they like get
collectively.
away with it? Like they died, like they really didn't. They didn't really
I
think
don't know, when they-
through that finale very well.
Wait, what are you saying? It's sexier that they live or that they die?
I mean, I feel like it would have been hotter if, like, they actually had gotten away with it. I would actually watch that movie.
I don't know. I get
Rooting
tremendous.
against Sydney and
Yeah.
Scream.
I get tremendous release when they die.
All right. Let's not delve into that too deep. Mick, why are we talking about this?
Tim Allen is also in Wild Hogs. I just
Oh my
remembered.
God.
Oh my fucking
Well, we're talking about. Dun, 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 dun. You wouldn't steal a DVD. We're talking about the sexiest crime of all. You wouldn't steal a car. Dun, 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 dun. Piracy. It's a crime. We're talking about the sexiest crime of all, which is pillaging and plundering of various ports around maritime locations. We're talking about piracy because today's movie, folks, is 2003's Gore Verbinski's Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, which I found out Gore Verbinski hated that title.
Really?
Yeah. Originally, it was just going to be Pirates of the Caribbean, and Michael Eisner was the CEO
he
at
was
the
the
time.
CEO of Disney at the
5
time.
months before release goes, you should put Curse of the Black Pearl as the sub line of the continuation,
subheading.
the
Yeah.
subheading, because we think it would make it more appealing to kids, and also it would mean that it kind of insinuates that there will be sequels. And
Kind of a good choice.
it is. I like it, but Gore Verbinski made a good point where it's like, did you read the script, Michael? It's Curse of the Aztec Gold.
Yeah.
The Black Pearl isn't cursed.
Yeah.
And so he
I mean,
hated
the
it.
crew of the Black Pearl is cursed.
The
Though.
crew of them is cursed, but
I'm going to stick up for Michael Eisner a little bit. It's a better title.
I know. I'm kind of with you. I've always
I'm
loved
fucking sticking up for the suit here. I hate to do
Out
it.
of Dead Man's Chest and At World's End, because Those are the
Dead
main
Man's
three.
Chest
I like Dead Man's, but Curse of the Black Pearl is
that
my
has some
favorite.
fucking kick-ass.
It's just
to it.
it has that good theme park feel to it, which is exactly the fucking point. But yeah, no. So they had a compromise where. And all of the posters, Curse of the Black Pearl, was on very, very small font. Because Gore Verbinski was like, no. And Michael Eisner's like, yes. And so that was a compromise.
Make it little.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the description of the film, if that's okay.
Yeah, you better get it right, Google.
Alrighty, here we go.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all time and enjoy the ride.
Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, arrives at Port Royal in the Caribbean without a ship or crew. His timing is inopportune, however, because later that evening the town is besieged by a pirate ship. The pirates kidnap the governor's daughter, Elizabeth, Keira Knightley, who's in possession of a valuable coin that is linked to a curse that has transformed the pirates into the undead. A gallant blacksmith, Orlando Bloom, in love with Elizabeth, allies with Sparrow in pursuit of the pirates.
A
They even watched the fucking movie?
Fuck off, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's almost exactly what happens.
Yeah, no, that's like a solid summation of the first act.
I like how they said that
Yeah.
Port Royal was besieged.
Yeah,
I love.
How often do you get to drop
I
besieged?
was going to say that's an underused term.
Alexis, how often are you throwing besieged around in your day to day?
You know what? More often than you would think. I'm just
That's
kidding.
great. You're fucking. If that's true, you're living like a fundamentally better life.
I can't
than
wait
I
to
am.
talk to my therapist, and she's going to be able to say, "How you feeling?" I'm feeling kind of besieged.
Yeah, I've been besieged by me trauma.
I'm sorry, it's boat month. Forgive me, therapist. No.
Yeah, so a couple of things. We have a returning director.
We do.
For our second time.
This is
Spielberg
true.
got there first, but
Gore
Verbinski directed one of my all-time favorite films, A Cure for Wellness.
Which was that was one of our earliest episodes.
Yeah, that was like the last episode of Spooky Season last year. Go back and check it out.
Yarr.
And we have a returning actor
We do.
in Keira Knightley.
Yes.
Who's playing Elizabeth Swann here.
From Pride and Prejudice.
She is also in Pride and Prejudice.
which is another earlier episode.
Yeah, back from...
November.
Period Piece Palooza. Yes, one of my favorite months.
Yes. So, all right, when did we all first see Pirates of the Caribbean, if we recall?
Well, it was March 7th, 2006. I actually have no idea of the date. My Aunt Julie, if you're listening, Aunt Julie, thank you for lending me your DVD. She gave me the DVD of Curse of the Black Pearl. And I was like, okay, yeah, I remember seeing this being advertised on the television sets at the Fred Meyer tech section. So, yeah, I'll check it out.
And to be clear, you were 11 years old at this time, but you talked like sort of a 5-year-old little orphan. Just fucking keep going, Jesus.
And I remember thinking, wow, this is cool. This is so cool. And also frightening, because when Port Royal gets besieged, I remember thinking, oh, this is kind of a fun swashbuckling movie. I like tall ships. I like pirates. This is fun. And then, Jack Sparrow does his thing where he's swinging around. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And they have a little sword fight in the blacksmith place. Oh, this is fun. But then they get besieged by the pirates, and they're screaming, and the guy's eyeballs like squirming around, and they're just doing all sorts of piracy, and it freaked me out, man. I remember this was one of the first movies where I felt frightened, but in like an excited sort of way. It was actually
remember
very similar to how I felt watching the Lord of the Rings movies as a kid.
I remember being scared by this movie when I first saw it as
Yes.
well, because I saw this. I want to say I saw this
Last year, right?
the winter that it came out. No.
Really? 2003?
Yeah, I was 5.
Wow.
I
Jesus.
watched it at a New Year's party.
That's a great New Year's
And
party.
I was scared shitless. And then I went on to watch the other films in theaters, and I was scared during those as well. Davy Jones and the Kraken.
He's just frightened the whole time.
So, little Zach origin. I was a very scared kid.
Same.
I was like terrified of
the saying,
everything.
don't cry over spilled milk?
You spilled milk and you wept?
violated that rule repeatedly in my school cafeteria. I remember someone spilled my milk, and I just immediately bawling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was very sensitive, very, very scared.
But that's cute. I think
And now,
we
you know-
grew up to be very good men.
Yeah, really well-adjusted.
Well-adjusted
And not, like,
men.
weird about scary shit.
No.
Yeah.
As we talked about Scream being sexy crimes. We're good
Yeah, that's
kids.
fair. I was scared of everything
But-
as a kid too.
Yeah,
That's why we're all
my
friends.
first experience.
Because we're all
Yeah, but
terrified
I
together.
I did not cry at school though.
There we go.
You never
yeah,
cried
were
at
tough.
school?
No, I think there's like a handful of times that I ever cried at school.
Wow.
Hats off to you.
That's impressive.
I was a suffer in silence child.
Wow.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what stuff it down.
That's what my mother always told me to do. It's like, just stop. This whole
That's
emoting
good. Throw your
thing?
mom under the bus
This
right
whole-
after
No, it's not
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day
But as
anymore.
soon as I got
It's
home,
fair game.
As soon as I got home, it was on. Fucking. Just,
It was on.
Yeah.
It's on, baby. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I feel
just-
you.
Yeah.
It's just waterworks. As soon as you get home.
Yeah.
Alexis, how was school?
Well, now that we've covered that, Alexis, what was your first experience watching this film?
Yeah.
If you recall.
I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure that I saw this in theaters because I was
Nice.
going to the. I think I really started going to the movies with like my parents, like around like maybe like 6 to 7. That was probably around the time that I really recall actually going to see movies. This came out when I was 8, so I definitely saw this movie in theaters.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
What did you... Oh, you don't remember.
No idea. Because when I was watching this with my mom last night, I was like, wow, I've not actually watched this movie all the way through in like quite a while, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
This is
I don't know. It's been
This
a
is
minute.
one of those movies that's on regular rotation for me.
I feel like I've seen this part of the way through a lot of times in recent years. But so I was telling Alexis this when I watched this movie.
Yeah.
There's a point where the Black Pearl arrives at Isla de Muerta.
Yeah.
It's the first time they show up thinking that Elizabeth is Bill
Bootstraps,
Turner's
right.
child to try to do the sacrifice and lift the curse. And on the DVD that my family owns, there is a skip right there. It skips all of the stuff of them.
You mean like the DVD was
the
damaged?
DVD is scratched.
Oh.
So it skips all of the stuff where like Elizabeth gets on like the boats with Barbossa and his crew, and it just cuts right back to Jack. So like
Oh.
you get like a shot of the Black Pearl after a scene with Jack and Will on the Interceptor.
Right.
And then it cuts right back to the Interceptor.
Interesting.
And I was watching it and I was like, wow, I haven't seen these like 20, 30 seconds of this movie. It's probably since 2003.
The lost scenes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was nice for me.
That's cool.
Nice to,
It's
nice
like
to
watching it
watch
for the
mixed
first time.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time in 20 years.
I have a bone to pick with Disney Plus.
Pick your bone.
What is it?
Okay, so like some of their movies are in like 4K on Disney Plus, right? And I tried to play Pirates of the Caribbean yesterday, and my TV just over here just straight up wouldn't, like, it was playing it, but then sometimes the audio wasn't coming through, and then sometimes like the scenes were
Boo.
catching, and I was like, wow, this quality is so nice, but I think either my TV or my internet can't fucking play it. So thank God.
because it is in 4K.
Huh?
So it's in 4K, but it was
Your
struggling to
TV
play
can't
it
play
because
it.
it was so
Yeah,
like,
because
data
it's so
heavy.
fucking high quality. Like, I
Oh,
don't
wow.
like my TV. Yeah, I think this is a TV that I bought like, I don't know, at least like 5 years ago, 6 years
Right.
ago. I don't know.
That was before 4K was invented.
Sure. I
Low-key.
don't know that that's true.
It was back in 2018.
Stop touching the mic.
Why? I like the way it feels in between my fingers.
I don't like the
dear
way it
Lord.
sounds.
Yeah, so thank God I had this fucking shit on DVD. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even been able to play it without.
See,
purchasing
there it is. Once again, folks.
Physical media, undefeated.
This show is brought to you by Physical Media,
You're
where we
goddamn right.
where we enjoy media, and by golly, we get physical.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's gently caressing my leg with his large toe. Or is that your toe?
That's my moneymaker.
Oh,
So then no. So the answer to that question is no, then, because I know for a fact those are not his moneymakers.
Okay, getting back to the movie.
Can we get back on topic?
Let's talk about the movie.
I'm so proud. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten to say that on this podcast.
Yeah, well done, Alexis.
Thank you.
Roping us in, tying us up.
Can we talk about how great the transition between the past to the present is, where it's just like her eyes and then her eyes? I really like that at the very beginning.
Man, her eyes and then it's her eyes again.
The cold open of this movie,
it's great.
It rules. I really love that shot where you transition from child Elizabeth to.
This is the only Pirates film that doesn't start with the Disney logo. It just goes straight into it with that lovely soundtrack. I would count this as another movie that is fucking made by its music.
Yeah, I mean, the music of this movie is fucking
It's so whimsical.
We got to talk about...
Is it John? It's John Williams, right?
No.
Hans Zimmer?
Klaus Badelt.
Yeah, but I'm glad we're talking about this.
Who the fuck is that?
That's a good question. I'm glad we're all asking these things. So look
We're
at
all
us.
trying to find the guy who did this.
Who is this man?
Find that man.
Klaus Badelt, or Badelt, Klausi, he's a German guy, right? And he is one of Hans Zimmer's proteges. So here's what happened. Exactly. That was the same sound he made that night when he got the job. So Gore Verbinski, which is also a fun name, he hired Alan Silvestri to do the score for this. Alan Silvestri, of course, he did the music for a lot of things.
He's
Forrest Gump.
He was a frequent Robert Zemeckis collaborator.
Robert Zemeckis. He also does a lot of the Marvel themes.
Yes, he did the Avengers theme.
And it wasn't working out. Gore Verbinski, not a relationship wise, just the music he wrote wasn't quite working. And he takes it. Gore Verbinski goes to Hans Zimmer's house, literally, shows him a cut of the deck scene where all the pirates are revealed to be ghost zombies, and they're swabbing the deck. Now, if you watch it, you'll notice that the whole scene was choreographed to music that was pre-written by Alan Silvestri. So they're scrubbing in a certain tempo.
There's a rhythm to it.
There's a rhythm to it, but it's kind of slow. And Gore Verbinski had a problem. He said, this music is too fucking slow. Like, it brings down the whole scene, and this is supposed to be intense. And the problem is, I've already choreographed with ILM. This is all like CGI that's locked to a certain tempo. So Hans Zimmer is on another project, so he can't do it. But he stays up late and writes a couple of themes. And the theme that we get on that deck scene, it increases the tempo, but it stays on it enough where when they swab, it's still kind of to the same.
Yeah, it still fits the music.
It's still to the rhythm, but it's much faster. And all of the main themes, the Curse of the Black Pearl theme, and he's a pirate theme, which is Jack Sparrow's theme. There are numerous themes in this, are all written by Hans Zimmer.
Wow.
But then he couldn't do it. He didn't have the time, so he gives it to his assistant, or
Klaus Badelt, his protege.
His protege, to fill it in.
Nice.
And to just kind of flush it out, and you do the rest. So that's that should be stated for the record that this is technically another score brought to us by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, because Zimmer then came back and did Pirates 2 and 3.
Yes.
Did the
4.
rest of the ones that count. Oh, did he do 4?
He did 4 too.
Ah, fuck.
There's actually a good mermaid theme in that one.
Yeah, but that movie sucks.
It does suck. You should. I know I said it like that. I don't know why I said it like that.
I can bring this back to how little I want to see the new Little Mermaid, because that's directed by the same guy who made fucking
the fourth one.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Rob Marshall.
Oh, fuck that guy. Sorry, that was a little aggressive. I actually don't know him that much.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, didn't he do Into the Woods?
Yes, the one Rob Marshall movie that I'll stand by is Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago's fun. I like Chicago. But yeah,
Richard Gere.
Yeah, sure. He's in that.
Hey, I'm just giving the listeners of this show a little preview of what I'm like as a human being.
Yeah,
because this is how I am, man. This is how I am in real life. But yes, the music in Pirates of the Caribbean is very good.
That was a fun little story you told. I enjoyed that.
I do be stories.
No, you're good. You're doing great. You best start believing in film stories.
Yarr.
You're hearing one.
You're in them.
Yeah, good.
That was the take they didn't use.
Yep. Geoffrey Rush in this movie.
Start believing in ghost stories because you're in it. No, that's not right.
That's not. Yeah, Mick, you also have a good little tidbit about Geoffrey Rush.
Is it? Please tell me it's not Geoffrey Rush. I'm pretty sure it's Geoffrey.
Well, it looks like Geoffrey.
Yeah, but you know how they spell Jeff in England is
I don't fucking recognize. I do
Geoff.
not fucking recognize the sovereignty of the British crown. I'll say
I'm
it
not
however I
saying
goddamn please.
That's not the
Spell
crown.
it right. Spell it right, you fucks. Goddamn you. No, I will not bend my knee. I will not bend my knee to the queen.
Are you doing this because you're Canadian and you're trying to make up for the fact that your government never actually completely severed themselves?
Kind of. It really upsets me.
Is that what fuels it?
Dude,
because you
when
know
I
it's
go
not
to
the crown
that my grandparents live
it's
in,
not the crown
and
that's
I
making
see
them
all
spell
these
Jeff
fucking
this way.
like English pubs. I'm like, what are you doing?
You don't like English pubs?
It's too much.
I'll have a pint of lager.
You can have one.
I guess that was more Australian. Which, by the way, Geoffrey Rush is Australian.
Is he?
And Richard Gere.
All right, fucking get back to the Geoffrey Rush story.
So the Geoffrey Rush story is he gets the part for Barbossa, and he's very excited. He is a professional actor, which is why Gore Verbinski has said he hired him.
Yeah, he's like a Shakespearean.
He's a Shakespeare-trained actor.
Yeah.
And, no, I mean, he really is. Like, he trained in Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Hell of a guy.
Yeah, he's a classically trained actor.
Look out for him. He's a great writer. So Geoffrey Rush was hired by Gore Verbinski because he knew that he wasn't going to play Barbossa introspectively. He was going to wear it on his sleeve, his performance, and that's exactly what he wanted for this evil pirate bad guy. And so Geoffrey Rush gets the part. He's very excited, and he's constantly calling Gore Verbinski with questions about his background. like, what do you think? Like, was he abused as a kid? Now, these aren't actual questions, but this is just like, examples.
Wasn't he like getting deep into like pirate research
deep
too?
into pirate lore and having like all these questions about like, how do you want me to come at this? Because I'm thinking this and that. And it got to the point where Gore Verbinski remembers this very well. He was at a grocery store in LA someplace, and he gets a phone call on his cell phone, and he looks down, and it's Geoffrey Rush, and he just goes, "Oh, fuck." He picks it up, and Geoffrey Rush is like, "Hey, Gore, so I'm thinking," and then he cuts him off going, "Geoffrey, this is a Disney pirate movie. You're a pirate. Just read the lines, how they're written.
Hit your mark
just
and
hit your
say
mark
your line.
and just say the fucking dialogue. And that's all I need you to be thinking about." And hangs up. Then it continues where there's a lot of swashbuckling in this movie and sword fighting. And so he wanted to really get down the sword fighting right. Like he wants it to be period accurate. Like how did pirates actually hold their swords? Like
this
if you were to
like
go
the
at me,
sweetest story ever. I fucking love how much Geoffrey Rush cared about
cares
this movie.
so much, and you can tell. I want to say for the record that you can tell watching the movie that Geoffrey Rush loves this part. And he's eating it up.
Much like we were talking about with Titanic last episode.
Yes.
And Billy Zane.
And Billy Zane. This is another great villain.
I think that Geoffrey Rush is sneakily maybe the best performance in this movie.
No, I will agree with you. I want to go on the record and say
this is a movie
you're
with
right.
an Academy Award nominated leading performance for Johnny Depp.
He was nominated for
Yeah,
this?
he was nominated for Best Leading Actor.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that.
As much as Johnny Depp seems like kind of a bastard, great.
I love him.
Great.
He's so good in this.
Great performance.
Great
and
performance.
a cool nomination.
But I have something to say about that, too. But so Geoffrey Rush really wanted to get the sword fighting down, and it got to the point where the sword master and the main choreographer got so alienated by Geoffrey Rush where if he saw Geoffrey Rush on set, like walking towards him, he would like hide. Because he was so tired of all of these fucking questions about sword fighting. So Geoffrey Rush, we love you, man. Like, we love you for caring so much.
We love your fucking commitment.
You know what? Don't let him get you down, man.
Don't let Gore get you down.
Don't let him get you
Gore,
down.
We also love you.
But so now we're going to pivot to Johnny Depp's performance, which I think is one of the best 20th century or 21st century characters.
Absolutely iconic.
And performed. Like,
you know who didn't think it was a great performance?
Michael Eisner.
You're goddamn right.
Because he was watching the dailies And
Michael
was like
Eisner, for those who don't
the
know, was the
CEO.
CEO of Disney.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Michael Eisner either. Like, apparently a lot of people had issue with Johnny Depp's performance because he...
I believe Michael Eisner watched it and was like, what is he doing? Is he drunk? Is he gay?
Yeah.
What is this?
Those are the two words, gay and drunk. And he didn't like it. He didn't think that would be
two of the
appropriate
coolest things you can be.
in a Disney film. And in the answer to the...
I've seen Alexis be both of those things.
at all times.
Yeah.
She's both. So basically, she's a
gay
pirate.
and drunk right now.
She's a
God damn
pirate.
it.
Alexis Maricino is in fact a pirate.
Yeah.
And the answer to the questions, is he gay? Is he drunk? The answer to those is yes. And that's why it's so good. That's what makes it so good. One of my favorite critics, Mark Commode. He's a critic for the BBC. Well, he was a critic for the BBC. I happen to agree with him on so much of what he says. He's very eloquent. But one thing I disagree with him on is the pirate movies. He doesn't like them, and he's wrong. And one of the reasons he doesn't like the pirate movies is Johnny Depp's performance. And I remember him reviewing the movie and going like, yeah, so I heard like what Michael Eisner said, and like, fuck it, they should have listened to him. He was absolutely right.
Wrong.
Absolutely
So
wrong. No, Johnny Depp is so good in this movie. He's trailer hot in this.
I will say... What?
Yeah.
He's trailer hot.
What's trailer hot?
Trailer hot is when you're dirty. You look like you look
okay,
like you're
no,
from.
I understand
Yeah,
now.
like Johnny Knoxville is a great example of trailer hot, where you clearly live in a trailer park and fuck it, man, you're hot.
I saw a trend about that on TikTok at some point, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexis, what's another example of trailer hot? Just so people know
Trailer hot.
immediately.
I'm all Logan Lucky.
No, that's a bad example of trailer hot.
I don't think that's a bad example.
No,
I feel
but
like
it's it's
they
trailer.
definitely live in a trailer.
It's trailer.
I can't really
I don't know if it's
think.
hot.
I'm trying to think of somebody. Maybe like the guy from Sons of Anarchy. What in
Charlie
Sons of
Hunnam?
Anarchy?
Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, not an example of trailer hot.
You know, the thing that I love about this podcast is how educational it is.
It is. No, it is, man. It is, my
Nice
dude.
that our listeners are learning something when they listen to us.
Absolutely,
I think
my
that's
guy.
beautiful. I have a few things to add about. Oh, okay. So Johnny Depp. This is what I was thinking about.
Yes.
Johnny Depp is so good in this movie. He's arguably too good because
Yes.
I
I
think
read this too.
the thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is just a personal opinion. You didn't read
Oh,
this.
there's actually a thing about this.
What I feel about the Pirates sequels, 2 and 3, the good ones.
The good ones.
The one issue that I have with those movies is that they make Jack the lead. And Jack Sparrow, I think, is a supporting character and functions better as a supporting character, as a catalyst for Will and Elizabeth to change. Because they're the characters that, like, Jack has something of an arc in terms of he gains respect.
Yes.
But he doesn't really fundamentally change that much in this movie. Will and Elizabeth undergo significant change.
Yes, they do.
And they are the leads of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, like they bookend.
Yeah.
Well, technically, like they bookend with like the development of like Will saying Miss Swan, and then to the end where he's finally able to like actually say her name, and he says Elizabeth, and you can tell that like he's given up trying to go along with society's.
He has a very cool hat.
Here's what I kind of disagree
with. The nice little plume.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with the fact that he's the lead in the sequels. I agree with you that he's better as a supporting character. He has more screen time, and I think he furthers the plot more. But really, the sequels are still very much the saga of Will and Elizabeth.
See, I feel like Will gets fairly sidelined. And to be fair, Will is the least interesting character of those three. But
yes.
I feel like 2 and 3 become much more Jack's movies.
Yes, I don't know. I still think because again, like especially the third one, he's not in it for like the first like third.
The third movie is very long, though.
It is, and I love. Okay, also, can we just say for the record?
I'm to be fair, I'm coming at this from a place of loving
of course.
Pirates 2 and 3.
And
they
what's
rule.
what's the third one?
At World's End.
Yeah, at World's End.
That's the one where Davy Jones, he's in it. I mean, he's in the second one too.
Yeah, it's got the big fight around the whirlpool.
It's the Maelstrom.
Okay,
At the
which
very
one
end.
has Calypso?
2 and 3.
2 and 3.
3's the one where she gets
Zach,
big.
hold on. I think we're discovering that Alexis may not have seen both of the sequels. Is that what we're? Is that the horizon that I see? I'm squinting into the horizon and I'm seeing some doubt.
There's a good chance that I maybe I haven't seen number 3. I don't know. I definitely remember seeing number 2 because I probably saw it in theaters.
Here's the ultimate test. Do you remember the scene where Jack Sparrow is in Davy Jones' locker and the ship is lifted by a large army of rock crabs?
Like the him being in Davy Jones' locker makes sense. The rock crabs. I'm not seeing that.
Not what I asked.
Oh, okay. I don't think he's Alexis.
Oh my
Next
God.
time you're in town, buddy.
You're in town.
That's a musical.
It is a musical. I saw it actually. The Eugene Drama Department put it on.
Yeah,
it was
you
pretty good.
probably saw my friend Sage in that.
Who?
Sage.
Oh, that Sage?
Yeah, Sage was in that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
You're in town.
That's not how any of the music goes.
Richard Gere.
All right. What else do we have on pirates?
I had a couple things.
Go
for it. Go.
Oh, can I just say that there's I feel like there's this little parallel between Commodore Norrington and Cal from Titanic, except that Cal's just obviously a bastard and Commodore Norrington is at least a decent man. But
he's an ice cream cone.
Yeah, so he's gonna shoot fucking Jack, right? And then she's like, "Do you really intend to kill my rescuer?" It was giving the same energy as is that the going rate for the woman you love, or what Rose was doing on the Titanic? I felt like it was like that. Yeah. Also,
that is a good parallel.
I like that.
So, is
is
it canon that Jack went mad from the sun? Because I never noticed that when I was a kid. Them talking about how he just kind of went crazy, and then him actually being kind of fucking off his rocker. Is that?
I think so.
Is that well? Yeah. Are you referring to the line where Orlando Bloom is where he was on the island, he went mad with hate, and then he's like, "Well, does that explain
I thought
all
they
of
were
this
saying
stuff?
he went mad with heat.
Hate.
No, I thought he was saying heat with
I
an
thought he
accent.
said hate. Maybe we should
thought
watch
he
this with
said heat.
subtitles.
I thought it was
I think
heat.
it's heat.
Goes mad with heat?
Yeah,
that makes
I think
less
it's
sense.
he got heat stroke with the sun beating down on him.
All right, film major listeners,
Yeah.
write in.
Yeah,
did
someone-
Jack Sparrow
someone
go mad with heat, or did he go mad with hate?
I don't think that he really did.
Right hand, left
because-
hand. Heat and hate.
Great, awesome, cool. Do the right thing reference, man.
Yep.
No, I think that he didn't go mad on the island because he got picked up after a few days because there were
Can I
rum
just say,
runners there.
what I love about the whole thing is how clearly it's all bullshit. I love that.
Yeah, his big escape story.
I love it. I love how Orlando Bloom plays it, where he's kind of asking questions almost just to satisfy them, but he doesn't buy a word of this. And he wrestled himself a cockle of sea turtles and made a raft. He's like, he made a raft with sea turtles.
What did he use? What did he use for rope?
It's and then I love how Mr. Gibbs kind of goes, and then looks
over at Jack
for a lifeline. Come on, buddy, help me out here. And he,
Human hair
from my back. and there's this awkward pause where everyone's just kind of okay, cool. So none of that's real. You just wasted the audience's time. I don't know. I really love that. And no, that was a bit that was ad-libbed apparently from Orlando Bloom, where he asked Jerry Bruckheimer apparently if he was okay with can I do an impression of Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow, and he was
a good impression.
No, it's really good. Where he kind of does that thing with the hands, and is that the reason for this? And Mr. Gibbs reasons have got nothing to do with it. Also, the screenplay, really good.
Very funny script.
I love the script. It's really good. Apparently, originally, one of the drafts had Commodore Norrington in the beginning proposed to Elizabeth Swann, and she just said no, rejected him. And he gets so mad with resentment and jealousy. This is true. He teams up with Captain Barbossa. And Commodore Norrington and Barbossa are sidekicks in trying to take over the Caribbean. That was one of the early drafts of the script.
That would be a worse movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do kind of a better version
We
of
know
that.
that because they rewrote it. They're like, ooh, yeah, no, let's not do that.
They do kind of a better version of that in the sequels.
Yeah.
With like the East India Trading Company
I love that
gaining control of Davy Jones.
I love how they kind of set that up, actually, in the end of this. Is basically being like, oh no, so the next villains are going to be the Crown and the East India Trading Company, which they kind of hint at in this movie.
Where do they hint at that?
Well, the pirate brand.
Yeah.
You had a brush in with the East India Trading Company, did we? Pirate, which, by the way, they put the branded P on his wrist to tone it down because in reality, this is true and historical fact, the East India Trading Company branded pirates by branding their foreheads with a P.
Jesus. What I was going to say is that our 2% of British listeners,
Yes,
shame on you.
we love you.
You did this.
We love you.
You're all culpable
Tell
for
your
the,
British friends.
for the actions of the Empire.
No, I was actually going to say, though, how you talked about Jack Sparrow in the first three is kind of like Mad Max a little bit in the sense that he's kind of like, in a way, he creates a lot of stuff in terms of plot. He gets it going, but he's also kind of just like the viewer in regards to the Will and Elizabeth storyline, which also very much bleeds into the whole Davy Jones storyline. And I like that he's just kind of like this active participant in this story, which isn't necessarily his.
The stakes aren't necessarily personal to Jack.
Yes.
I mean, they
enjoy
kind of
that.
are in this movie.
They
Because
are
he's trying
in-
to get his shit back. But
Yes, of course. Which also, I like how being a captain in his eyes isn't really like, it's not really, it's like once you're a captain, you're permanently captain. Like,
Yeah.
like no, that's his name
captain
now.
is not a transferable title.
It's like getting
you don't
a
have to
doctorate.
have you don't have to have a ship to be a captain.
Right, exactly. Whereas like, I don't see your ship, captain. It's like, that doesn't matter, dude.
I'm in the market for one.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. I also love how he's such a wise ass. I love that. Where it's like, you are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have
Heard of me. Yeah, I love
It's
that
like,
line.
oh, you shit stir. I love you. God damn it. We love a wise ass.
I love Mr. Gibbs. I think when
Mr. Gibbs is great.
Yeah, when I was younger, I think I laughed quite a bit at that first like interaction that they have when you see him again in
Yes.
is it Tortuga?
Tortuga.
In Tortuga, and he's laying with literally the pigs in their shit or their stall or whatever, and
Curse you
they
for breathing,
throw
you
the water
slack-jawed
on
idiots.
him
Yeah.
to wake him up, and then like he throws another thing of water on him. He's like, "I'm already awake," and he's like, "That was for the smell." I remember laughing to that quite a bit.
And he
as a
kind of
child.
shrugs kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
I smell
I
like
can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you know it's bad luck to wake a man while he's sleeping?
I just
That's an underrated line, by the way. It's bad luck to wake a man while he's sleeping.
Okay.
Let's just sit in that for a little bit.
how else are you supposed to wake a
Exactly,
man?
exactly.
Also, this movie starts off with them being like, it's bad luck to have women on board. Okay.
Yeah.
And they
Terrible
reiterate
luck.
that
By the way,
again.
who ends up becoming the pirate king?
Yeah, in the third movie.
Elizabeth Swann.
Alexis wouldn't know that.
No, she wouldn't. She hasn't seen the movie. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
whatever. It's fine.
But,
But also, that's what I maintain is that Elizabeth Swann is probably, now that I'm watching these as an adult, I'm just like, wow, she's the the best part of the movie.
It's a great
She's
female
great.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
great.
love it.
She knows like quite a bit about boats, actually. You know, like when they're
That's
on
what
the
makes her
Pearl
so
and they're
hot.
trying to like they're trying to like get away, and she's throwing some ideas out there. She's an
I know.
idea girl. You know,
She's like, if we go for the shallow shoals, then we'll fucking drop anchor on the right side. And they look at her like, what the fuck are you talking about? She goes, on the starboard side. And like, oh, we understand what she's saying.
Yeah.
She speaks sea.
This is apropos of nothing, but this is our first movie of Boat Month that the first like actual piece of filmed footage in the movie
Is a boat.
is a boat.
Wow.
Pretty great, right?
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Also, a little bit of trivia. So this movie, was like 50 to 60 days of production.
Wow.
Guess how many days they actually shot at sea?
45.
45? What do you say?
20.
Alexis?
I'm way
20.
overselling that. I'm gonna say 10.
It was 6.
Wow.
Wow.
Out of like 50 to 60 days.
That's
6
crazy.
of these are actually on the ocean.
But they did go to the ocean.
They did. They're filming on the beach. A lot. But actually, like on the open sea, like where they're basically only filming on camera boats and in a boat. That was only 6 days of production.
Wow.
They wanted to shoot in the big water tank that they shot Titanic at in. I forget the name of the place. It's in Mexico. It's like right on the border.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And they wanted to shoot.
I watched James Cameron talk about this like a week ago.
Exactly. They really wanted to shoot in this tank. Jerry Bruckheimer wanted to shoot there, Gore Verbinski, because it would have just made logical sense. But they couldn't. They couldn't shoot there.
Why?
Because Peter Weir's master and commander,
God damn
the far side of the world,
don't jump the gun. I have more to say about this movie.
Had booked the movie. He had booked the tank, and so Pirates of the Caribbean couldn't shoot there because Master and Commander was shooting there instead.
Stop it!
You might be wondering, listeners, why we're getting so excited.
You're coming in too hot, buddy. I love you, but you need to cool it down. God, he's a maverick.
Oh, shit, man.
But no,
I'm sweaty now.
Talking about shooting this on location, it's depressing to me that if you made this movie now, it would probably be shot on like the fucking Volume or some shit.
Fuck the Volume.
There wouldn't be.
What's the Volume, Zach?
The Volume is a curved, like massive
I like it
wall
already.
of LED screens that are often used in lieu of a green screen. That
It's actually very impressive.
It is
technology.
very cool. I've shot on a Volume once.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I worked on a commercial that shot on the Volume.
Oh my god!
It was kind of neat, but
That's
also
cool.
like
it was created
it's
for
not-
The Mandalorian.
Yes, it's not a substitute
Which, by the way,
for shooting on location. There's something.
I completely agree with you.
There's something that you gain.
But can we just say everyone's talking about the Volume as being like the state of the art technology, and it is. It is. It's 100% state of the art because when you move the camera, the perspective of the background actually moves with it, which is very cool. But this is stuff that was done in the 1920s and 30s.
Yeah, it's like an updated version of rear projection.
Techie version of rear projection, which we've been doing since the ye olden days. So sorry, just want to let you know that the movie magic has been around since movies have been created. So go fuck yourself.
Okay.
I agree with you, though. Shooting on location is absolutely the best. But they talk about in the special features how it was a fucking nightmare.
Oh yeah,
because Gore Verbinski said it the most eloquently. He said, so if you're ever making a pirate movie and you're in the Caribbean, you're location scout in all these islands, you will very quickly come to the realization of how overpopulated this planet is. That's he quote said that, and he said that because it was so hard for them. It was so hard for them to find a single beach, a single port that isn't riddled with resorts and restaurants and bars.
Yeah,
man,
that's true.
It took them forever to find a place that looked natural.
Well, and they did a great job because this is something that I noticed both in A Cure for Wellness and in this. Gore Verbinski is really great at building a fantastical space that feels lived in.
Yes.
Like the town in A Cure for Wellness below the sanitarium is full of like the spookiest fucking people on the planet.
Yeah.
But like it's very tactile. It like the bar there feels like a place that people have been frequenting and it's the only place to go in town. And it's the same thing with Tortuga where like there's just people are doing business all over the place.
Tortuga business.
Yeah.
Yes. Pirate business.
Also, I have to
Dude,
say
I love the
that
guy who's like under the barrels that have like holes in them, and he's just like filling it up, drinking from them.
You're a fan of the original ride because that is taken from the ride.
I like
barrel.
that's one of my favorite scenes because I've been on that ride like a bunch of times. So then I'm like, oh shit, oh it looks just like it.
Yeah, so that brings up something interesting that the screenplay for Pirates of the Caribbean was written, I think, finished in the early 90s, and no one wanted to make it except for Steven Spielberg. He wanted to make it, but he wanted to cast Robin Williams as Jack Sparrow. It fell through.
Huh.
He also was going to have Steve Martin and Bill Murray in it.
Huh.
Just think about that for a a bit. Thank God that wasn't
I
made.
kind of want to see that.
I kind of don't. So
I like all those actors quite a bit.
So that never happened.
I think Steve would have made a good movie.
Disney didn't want to make it. They didn't like it. until get this, they were sitting on the script again. They had not greenlit it.
Was it called Pirates of the Caribbean at the time?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I think it became Pirates of the Caribbean when there was suddenly within the Disney studio a push to adapt their theme park rides into movies.
Which has notoriously gone well.
Which Disney then realized, wait a minute, hey, you remember that pirate script that we put down like in the early 90s? Let's dust that off. And they dusted off and they were like, yeah, no, this would be really good for our pirate ride.
Yeah, we could make a whole bunch of money. It's a crazy example of like fucking vertical like brand integration.
Yes.
Yielding something that like winds up being a great movie.
Yeah, and it was going to be all historical. It was just going to be a historical epic, like other pirate movies, which have failed. And we're going to talk about that for a little bit.
It wasn't going to involve the Bone Pirates.
It originally was never going to have any supernatural bone pirates in it.
The Bone Pirates.
But then something happened that made bone pirates.
The Bone Pirates.
There's a guy
that
you might be familiar with him called Jerry Bruckheimer. So Jerry Bruckheimer heard that they're making a pirate movie.
You're telling me you're making a pirate movie?
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
Damn, that sounds great.
So he goes to Disney and says, basically,
get in here, buddy.
I'm going to take this over. This is now going to be a Jerry Bruckheimer film with Disney financing because, he liked the Coke budget that Disney could provide. And his first note was his first thing was to bring in Ted Rossio and what are the name of the screenwriters that get credit on this?
They are Terry Rossio, Ted Elliott,
Yes.
I believe, are the two guys who get credit.
That was his first point of business was to bring in these two guys to punch up the script and do a rewrite. And his main note was to make it supernatural. Bring in ghost pirates.
That's fucking awesome.
Yes, right?
Let's go, Jerry.
So, also, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first Jerry Bruckheimer movie that we've reviewed.
It might be.
I think this is our first Jerry Bruckheimer film.
Well, I just have a sneaking Spielberg.
A little sneaky Spielberg he is.
No, I have a sneaking suspicion that in July we might. We might cover.
We're going back to the
Bruckheimer.
Bruckheimer. We're going back to Drake from the Bruckheimer Brook. Yeah. So that was his main note. And
Bruckheimer's Blockbusters.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, did you ask if he does Blockbusters?
No, it's Bruckheimer's Blockbusters.
Oh, Bruckheimer's Blockbusters.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
I like alliteration, guys. I just,
We salute you.
Yeah.
You're an English major, right?
I was at one time.
And then what did you end
I have
up
to say,
as?
your English is very good. I love that joke.
I got a minor degree in English, and then I got my bachelor's in
You majored?
film. Like
you
you
majored
guys
in film?
did.
And that's the whole central conceit of this
That's
podcast.
the whole show. That's the whole show
show.
right there. Yes, Conan. Fucking yes.
The whole meat and kebab.
What else about Jerry Bruckheimer?
I like him.
I wanted to say about the bone pirates in this movie.
Bone pirates.
Yes.
Oh my
God. The severed hand comedy that happens with Governor Swan.
Played by.
Don't remember.
Geoffrey Rush.
Oh
Nope.
my God.
That's Barbossa.
No, Richard Gere.
Yes, that is a guy. Also
Alexis,
not Richard Gere.
That's Tim Allen in Wild Hogs.
All right. So my point is that I feel like this movie primed me to be an Evil Dead fan because
of the yes, dude. I was thinking of it too, dude. Yes, yes. Let's go.
all the bone pirates and the severed hand comedy. Yeah.
You know what I really like though? I love that the flask, like when they're shooting, they're like, oh, put whatever you can into the cannons, and they start putting like, I don't know, like silverware and different things, and then somebody stuffs Gibbs's flask in there, it shoots over, and Jack finds it, and then he's like, and then it's fucking empty, but he keeps it on him, and he returns it back to Gibbs, and this is happening like going back and forth between the scenes.
Yeah, he swings back over to the interceptor from from the
To the
black.
Not at
Interceptor.
first. He needs a couple of attempts. He keeps going back and forth.
Yeah, he
screaming
went back and forth a few
until-
times. Finally gets down, slaps the flask to Gibbs' chest, and he's just like, "It's out, mate." You know?
He's like, it's bloody empty. Yeah. By the way, Mr. Gibbs's pirate facial hair, all real.
Oh,
he grew that.
Man, he grew those mutton chops.
He grew the mutton chops.
It looks incredible. Looks
Yeah.
incredible. Congratulations on your hair.
Yeah, Alexis, I'm really glad you're bringing up the physical comedy of this movie because
Yeah.
there is some great visual gags. I love how, and they play this up in the sequels too, that Jack Sparrow will get himself out of sticky situations by being. They even comment on it in the movie, like this is either madness or brilliance, and he says,
Yeah.
it's amazing how often those two coincide, and that's basically his ethos as a character because he does things that really shouldn't work, and they almost don't. But he so often finds success by accident.
He's a trickster.
yeah.
He's a trickster. He's almost as slippery as an eel. And one might say there's lots of eel business to be found in these here pirate films. That's a reference to our previous episode of another Gore Verbinski movie, A Cure for Wellness, where there is, in fact, a lot of eel business. Take a shot every time there's eel business. But there's a scene
Good plug.
Right?
That was subtle.
I'm very good at plugging. So there's a scene later in, I think it's Dead Man's Chest or at World's End, where Jack Sparrow, like he swings around and he does like this acrobatic thing and then falls like out of frame and the characters can't find him. And then they like turn around and he's up just leaning against like a lantern. And he's like, and that was even without a single drop of rum. And I love how they play up the fact that this guy just does fucking crazy shit. And it kind of reminds me of dun, 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 where it's kind of like he doesn't have a plan. He just does it. And hopes for the best,
But
and he lucks
Ethan
out.
Hunt projects like
He projects confidence
and competence.
and
Jack,
competence. He projects confidence because he's drunk.
Yeah, Jack projects confidence.
Drunk
He
confidence.
does not project competence.
But he's clever.
yes,
He is clever because he's actually a bit of a master manipulator,
yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what kind of makes him very
He's
interesting
He's
as
great
a character.
because people underestimate him.
I love how he says, like, "What's your name?" Will Turner. No doubt a name to your father, eh? And he goes, yes. And he goes, uh-huh. All right, yeah, I'll help you. Like, he's already thinking, like, the gears are moving in his head. He's already formulating his master plan.
I would argue that Jack Sparrow has one of the greatest character introductions.
Yes.
Where the first few seconds of him in the movie
So heroic.
completely sum him up as
Yes.
a character.
Yep.
Because you get
Yes.
him looking cool as fucking hell.
Sexy as hell.
Da, da, da,
His
da,
theme.
da,
The magic
da,
hour.
da, da, da.
He's atop a sail.
Yeah, he's atop a mast,
Yes.
staring out into the distance,
Looking
with
confident.
a beautiful horizon behind
Beautiful.
him. Then we get another shot, and we realize that he is on a ship that is sinking.
Yes.
He is the one man on a little fucking dinghy.
It's a dinghy.
But he does not care.
Nope.
He continues
He's
to
confident.
project that he is fucking cool
He's
as hell.
large and in charge. And then
as
you see
the
that
boat sinks more and more until it gets to a dock, and he steps onto
and he
the
steps
dock.
on it without even missing a beat.
Yeah,
it's just like a
yeah.
step in a staircase.
Not a shred of embarrassment.
And
in
it's
him.
like, and that really does sum him up as a character, where it's like, it doesn't matter that the ship is literally sinking. He's going to make it work.
yeah,
He's going to find a way, and he does.
yeah, he's gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah.
but ultimately, he's pretty fucking cool.
And then you also learn a little bit more about him as a character when he goes up and says, "Hey, it's a shilling to tie up your boat to the dock." Cut to a very funny shot of a boat that's just sunk next to the dock, and he's like, "What do you say to 3 shillings?" And we forget the name. "Welcome to Port Royal, Mr. Smith." It's like, oh, wow, he paid him even more money because I guess he doesn't want to be found out. He continues to walk, then takes the bag of money from the guy that he just gave money to and makes a profit
yes,
out of it.
fucking robs him.
He just robs him.
What a bastard.
And it's great. It's
Yeah.
a really good time.
Yeah,
I
great
love
time
watching
at the
this movie.
movies.
I would say that this movie, I said to Zach, is like, man, you put this up there with Mask of Zorro, Indiana Jones, or The Mummy. It's just like, it's one of the all-time great adventure films.
It's a swashbuckler.
Yeah. It's got some fun. It's got some fun callbacks too, because at the very beginning when Jack is in the prison cell and a cannonball comes through and it frees the men next to him but doesn't free Jack. And then when he's on the ship, I think on the Black Pearl in the brig, a cannonball comes through and he doesn't notice it right away, but the cannonball went through the front of the door, and so he's able to get out like right then.
In my ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Fun times.
That's good shit.
That is
Fun
good
times
shit.
on the big sea.
On the big sea.
On the big old
Yikes. Referencing cancer, man. Look at the fuck. She said fun times on the big sea.
Fun times with the big sea.
The big sea, my boy.
That was the tagline for 50-50, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. That's a good movie.
Yeah, no, this movie is... Okay, so actually, I have a... Oh, go ahead, Alexis.
I really love the Barbossa, the thing with the apple. That's like the last thing that happened. Like he talks about how like the first thing he wants to do when he becomes like human again is to eat a bushel of apples. And you keep seeing like the apple be this symbol of like, I don't know, like
Which
freedom
is a good
or something
Disney
for
reference.
him. Yeah. And yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
The poison apple, the green poison. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's
No,
obsessed with like seeing like people like Elizabeth eat this apple, and then like when he dies, he literally like he drops an apple. Like he was like
Yeah.
just waiting to
it.
have a bite of that
But
apple.
I also like that the apple, in my opinion, is kind of a metaphor for sex. Because in that same speech where he talks about how he's going to eat a whole bushel of apples,
Yeah.
he's talking about how food turned to ash in their mouths.
Yeah.
All the drink could not satiate them. Or all the drink, they'd still be thirsty. And our lust was insatiable.
Yeah, no
And
matter
then
how
he's
many
kind of-
pleasure of good company, their lust could not be quenched.
Yeah, and he's kind of coming on to Elizabeth, and he
Yeah.
goes, when this curse be lifted, I'll eat a whole bushel of apples.
He's basically saying,
kinda
I'm
saying-
going to ravage you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's what I got from that.
Oh,
Which I
that's
did not
not
pick
what I
up
got
on
from
as a
that.
child.
I picked up on that as a kid. I was like, whoo, man, he going to go to town on her?
You did not say that.
You're disgusting.
You're fucking done.
Oh no!
But
Yeah, no, it's
no. I like that. I like that the pirates are kind of horny. I think it's good.
Sure.
well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That pirates are just, I mean, that's kind of their whole spiel.
Yeah, you're gonna be horny.
You're going to be horny as a pirate.
Yeah.
Horny pirates.
Well, I think anytime you have like a bunch of men in one concentrated area, like all together doing bro stuff, I don't know. I think maybe you guys make each other horny, and then it's like with all this, I don't know.
It's contagious. Would you just...
It is.
Get a
What are you
little bit
talking
of
about?
that.
Are you guys still
talking about,
touching
bro?
over there?
No.
Convincing.
So I actually, I'm glad we're talking about Barbossa because I don't know about you, but I feel a little bit of melancholy about his death.
Yeah, it's a little
I did
sad.
too. The apple made me sad. He never got to eat his.
Yeah, it's a good
That's a
character
good
detail.
metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
where he opens the shirt and he bleeds and you go, oh shit, this
And I
is
love
this is
his
legit right here. And he said, and I love
delivery.
how he goes, I feel. Like he's actually feeling, and then he says cold, and you just see the light leave his eyes, and he collapses, and you kind of go, well, fuck. I mean, he's a bad guy, but I kind of liked him a little bit.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
an anticlimactic end for him in some ways.
Yeah.
He didn't kill Elizabeth for the
No.
sacrifice when he could have.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He just cuts her hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
Some people pay for that privilege.
I mean,
All
maybe
right.
he just wanted to save her for later, but you know.
Well, he did.
Well, he did say
he did though.
waste
He
not.
did though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. He likes.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't
He likes
100%
his slits.
altruistic.
Yeah.
Oh, but ew.
What?
Ew.
Don't think about that too much.
I also just wanted to say that, like, in the scene where he gets shot, and just kind of throughout this movie,
yeah.
I feel like you never really see blood in a PG-13 movie these days, like you do in this.
No, you don't. And this actually is the first PG-13 movie released under the Disney banner ever made.
Wow.
Yep. This was the first. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl got it rolling. Now, to be fair, they owned Touchstone Pictures since the 80s.
Yes, right.
And they released PG-13 movies. But this was the first time you would see the Mouse House play in front of a movie with this rating.
Wow.
And I liked that because if there's a movie that's going to be a first for that, it should be fucking be Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it should be one
it
that's
and it's
fucking
cool.
great.
Yeah. No, I have a good time with it for sure. I also love another great female empowerment moment is where the pirate in the cave is like, I'm going to teach you the meaning of pain. And then he gets hit off camera and it's Elizabeth Swann going, you like pain? Try wearing a corset.
She gets a one-liner.
Yeah.
She gets a one-liner,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
And it's
I
great.
was literally thinking about that line right before you said that.
This is another, Zach period piece. I think this is great. I think more period pieces need to have big boats that sink.
I'm kind of with you, man.
I think that might be.
I mean,
that might
okay,
be the thing that
that's-
gets
Is that your
Zach
secret
going.
sauce?
So
That might be the thing that gets Zach going for
Can
a
I-
period piece.
Can I just say something? So Geoffrey Rush was once asked, why do you think that Pirates of the Caribbean ended up being such a big financial hit? And he has a theory, which was, I don't know if he's right, but I kind of like it, which is people are in fact hungry for the historical. And if you can package it in a blockbuster, big explosion, big swashbuckling, cool action set pieces, it's going to take off. If you do it correctly, it's going to really work. And he said that's why he's so proud to have played Barbossa and keeps returning to it even in the mediocre sequels, is because he has a very special affection for them because he believes that the historical epics aren't dead.
Yeah.
That's why he thinks it is successful, is because the people have a hunger for it and they're just not, they don't know it until they get it. And actually, that's what I want to
agree.
ask. I want to ask you two is Disney was obviously, and with good reason, very apprehensive to make a big budget pirate swashbuckling movie because they had been trying to make these since the 70s. They used to have the golden age with
Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn, exactly. Back in the old days with these big pirate films. Good job, film major. And then they just stopped. So in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they kept making pirate movies, and they were just complete flops and disasters. So why, I want to ask you two, why did Pirates work when the others didn't?
This is so easy.
What
Is
is
it
it?
sexy?
It's the Bone Pirates.
You think it's the Bone Pirates?
I think so.
I might agree with you because the teaser trailer for this, because I remember I used to watch it in little Fred Meyer's little tech section. The scene that they kept playing for the trailer was the underwater march sequence.
Oh, it's so good.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. And you see that thing get crushed by a skeleton foot. And then you see these mean, scary-looking zombie pirates walking. And it was cool. Like,
This movie
whoa.
was an effects, spectacle
It was.
film. And, to its credit, the effects hold up.
They do. The ILM scanned turkey bacon and turkey jerky to be used for the zombie skin.
Wow.
That's where they got the textures.
Neat.
And a funny little story, a little film franchise that was very ahead of its time in regards to visual effects, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They were in the middle of shooting The Return of the King, where they have the
Army of the Dead.
The Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
And if you remember, you have this kind of visual effect where you kind of see what the character looked like when they were alive, and then they would fade in and out to zombie to skeleton, then zombie, skeleton, human, as the character's talking. The Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
As they're making it, they were patting themselves on the back, going like, "Fuck, this looks great. This is exactly how we want it to look." And then they got a phone call one morning, like, "Guys, have you seen the trailer for Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl?" And they go, "No, why?" And then they see this shot of Geoffrey Rush go, "You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one." And it starts with him in full Geoffrey Rush mode and walk into the moonlight and turn into a zombie. And they all went, "Fuck!" God damn it, ILM beat us by a fucking hair. I
Damn.
love those competitive moments in Hollywood, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
And also, that's why they went with Orlando Bloom. Gore Verbinski, it came down to two people. Orlando Bloom and Heath Ledger. It was going to be Will Turner. And he went with Orlando Bloom because he was in photography or production for Lord of the Rings. And Gore Verbinski thought it would be a wiser business decision to go with Orlando Bloom because he would have been a more bankable star. Because bear in mind, Heath Ledger was not the name that he was in the early 2000s.
I think that might be the right choice, low key.
Yeah. I kind of agree.
I think Heath Ledger would have had too much, for lack of a better word, swag.
Well, that's you talked about how Johnny Depp had such screen presence. They actually had to frame him out of shots because your eye would just be drawn to Jack Sparrow. That's Gore Verbinski has said in an interview, like he would tell his cameraman, like, no, you have to like frame him out of this because you're just going to be looking at Jack Sparrow.
I think Will has to be kind of a wet blanket. And a little bit. I think Heath Ledger would have had too much charisma.
And that was the thing. Apparently, Orlando Bloom was very excited to be on screen with a pirate, and he wanted to be super cool. And apparently, Gore Verbinski numerous times, according to him, would have to tell Orlando Bloom, no, you're still a dork. Yeah. Like, you're not cool yet in the story. You have to tone it down. You know, you're just you're a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed guy who believes the pirates are bad and all this stuff. No, my dad wasn't a pirate. He was a good guy.
Well, okay, you don't need to talk like that.
My name's Will Turner.
No, that's okay.
And my dad was a very upstanding.
That's all right. That's all right. No, Orlando, dial it back. Dial it back, Orlando.
I really like it.
No, that's okay.
It was fun.
No, that's all right. Neat.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Do we have anything else on pirates, Alexis?
My mom made a note when we were watching the movie. She was like, there must have been a lot of stuntmen on this. And I was like,
there must have been a lot of what? Sorry?
Stuntmen.
Stuntmen?
Yeah.
A lot of stuntmen.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit going on.
There's a lot of shit going on. A lot of stuntmen, indeed.
Yeah, I nailed that, Dolores. I'm proud of you.
Yep.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. No. Elizabeth Swann. Best part of this movie. I'll reiterate that. That's it. That's it.
She gets even better in the sequels. You should watch the sequels.
Yeah.
I remember watching the sequels. I think I probably only saw them once. Maybe not the third. I don't know.
I want to state for the record, I think we should set the record straight that the sequels are, in fact,
2 and 3.
2 and 3 fucking good movies.
You're goddamn right.
Because I know they get a bad rap from some people, especially when they were first released. But I have maintained, I know Zach agrees, and I know Alexis agrees even more.
Despite having not seen
the third one. But this is a rock solid trilogy.
Yeah.
And it was never intended to be a trilogy. Like the first one was written to just be a standalone movie.
The same way about these movies that I do about the Matrix movies. In that
now those are sequels I haven't seen.
I like the Matrix sequels. I think they're good.
Okay.
And they came out around the same time, shot in a similar way because much like Pirates 2 and 3, the Matrix 2 and 3 were shot back to back.
Oh, interesting.
I never disliked the sequels to the Matrix.
Yeah, off the success of the Lord of the Rings. They copied that model once the first movies of those were successful. And I like the sequels. They're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, if
you can watch all these movies on Disney Plus, and you should.
There's a reason why we have been talking so affectionately. Unless you have an old TV.
Yeah.
There's a reason we've been talking so affectionately about the two sequels, 2 and 3, is because they're just damn good fucking movies. You want to talk about good visual effects? Fucking Davy Jones, man.
You're goddamn right.
Holy shit. Talk about effects that hold up. This is one of my favorite adventure films. It's so good. It's one of my favorite boat movies. It's I think it would have behooved us to talk about this, and we goddamn did. This was a good conversation. Yeah. This was good film conversation.
It sure was.
I really appreciate it.
This is a delight chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
So Mick, we're swiftly approaching the end of our voyage.
We are, and that's sad.
The winds are carrying us to distant shores.
They are to gay shores, from what I understand.
And before we arrive on those
this was
gay
a little
shores,
bit of a preview, though. This movie's kind of gay.
Yeah, a little.
Nothing, Alexis. I'm waiting for our resident gay to chime in here.
Oh my god!
No, I was having a good time seeing two white men deliver that statement.
Hey, you can be white and
you
gay.
can be white and gay. What does race
I'm
have
not,
to do with it?
but you know.
Wait, can you not be?
No, I know. Absolutely.
Someone tell Elton
100%.
John.
You know, I'm not looking. One of them is definitely not. So I'm definitely not looking at two gay
Zach.
white guys.
You straight Greekman.
I'm just happy to be included.
Hey, man. I just work here.
Well, Mick, where are we ended up before we get to those gay shores?
Red skies in morning, sailors take warning. Red skies at night, sailors delight. For it be a red sky at night, because our next movie that plays at the Pirate Cineplex is Peter Weir's Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. Which, by the way,
it's a 2003 film.
It's another 2003 film, and I would have to say, when it comes to tall ship movies, Pirates of the Caribbean is kind of a tall ship movie for kids.
Yeah, it's definitely children's entertainment.
This is more of a tall ship movie for adults.
It's a film for adults. That's fair to say.
This is going to be our first NC-17 episode.
Yeah, it's a PG-13 film, but I will record this episode nude.
Alexis is making a face on Zoom. Here's the reason it's NC-17 is because I don't know if you've heard, Alexis, or our listeners, from an actor called Russell Crowe, but he has informed the world that Master Commander is a movie for adults.
We will get into that.
We'll get into
in
that.
depth next episode. We will explain what we mean.
Yes.
But if you want to watch Master
Johnny
and
Depp.
Commander before next week's episode, you can find it
on
for
our
free.
Shelf.
Yeah, you can find it on our shelf, or you can find it for free on YouTube or Tubi, which will be with ads.
Tubi or not Tubi? That is the question.
Tubi Loki has a fucking great selection of movies. You should make use of it.
Yes, very good. I love their selection.
It's free.
This episode today is brought to you by
Tubi. Loki, I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to see if we can get a Tubi ad.
We should get a Tubi ad. Alexis, do you think we should get a Tubi ad?
A Tubi ad?
An ad.
Yeah, an ad
for
from Tubi.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
And with that, folks, we wrap up episode of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, or Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Aztec Gold, or as Gore Verbinski wanted it, Pirates of the Caribbean.
And if you want to find the Film Majors on social media, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Film Majors Pod. And if you want to shoot us an email, let us know what movies do you think depict crime in a sexy way? What are some of your favorite boat films?
And why is it Wild Hogs?
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
You can email us at filmmajorspod@gmail.com. And before you get out of here, leave us a rating. Leave us a like. Boost us in that algorithm. Comment on us. Share us. We need to reach more people.
Share our bodies. Also, Lucas, I know you're listening to this episode because this is a favorite fucking movie. I just want to say I love you. All
right.
Big time, buddy.
Okay. Alexis, you got anything else?
Quick shout out to my mom who loves Overboard, which is a boat movie.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang, baby.
Alrighty.
All right, folks. We'll see you on our next maiden voyage next week.
We're moving on to Fear.
Arr.